Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Finance-A-Lot here on Twitter posting this. You would get dozens of bank failures overnight if this happened. Janet Yellen with a warning on ABC this week. Listen to this.
Paint a picture for everyone. What happens on that day? Let's assume for the sake of argument it's June 1st. What happens that day if the debt limit has not been extended?
Well, Treasury finds itself in a position where we're unable to pay all of the bills that come due that day. And this would be really the first time in the history of America that we would fail to make payments that are due. And, you know, whether it's defaulting on interest payments that are due on the debt or payments due for Social Security recipients or to Medicare providers, we would simply not have enough cash to meet all of our obligations. And it's widely agreed that financial and economic chaos would ensue. U.S. Treasury securities are the safest bedrock security underlying the global financial system. A failure of the United States to honor all of its debt would call into question our credit worthiness. Even as we get very close to this date, if Congress doesn't act, we're likely to see financial market consequences. In 2011, there was a steep decline in the stock market and our borrowing costs. Back in 2011, the U.S. Was downgraded by the credit rating agencies. There would be permanently higher borrowing costs for Americans for buying a home, buying a car, and a failure to raise the debt ceiling would cause a steep economic downturn.
I mean, the part that caught my attention was the economic chaos.
Financial and economic chaos would ensue.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I am certainly not looking forward to that. And she's saying June 1st. This is if the U.S. does default. Now, I mean, they may pull out some stops to prevent this from happening, but as it stands today, this is the assessment from the Fed. I mean, last week, too, we were, looking at some of those bank stock losses, and, we were seeing how the smaller banks in the United States have been decimated. So, we did get this update from Janet Yellen the other day. And so, guys, definitely something to be making note of. As we're seeing this, Liechtenstein intends to enable Bitcoin as payments. Forget this, guys, government services. So they are all in on Bitcoin. This one from Michael Branch here on Twitter. Liechtenstein intends to enable Bitcoin similar to El Salvador. Their principality intends to enable the utilization of the primary crypto, Bitcoin's use, for payment to avail of government services. Daniel Riesch, the Prime Minister of Liechtenstein, made this declaration in an interview that was conducted by Handelsblatt. He stated in the interview that the provision of the payment option comprising Bitcoin will be translated into reality in the coming time. However, the Prime Minister did not make any particular timetable in this respect. In line with the present planning status, the Principality will likely accept deposits made in Bitcoin. After that, it will likely exchange them instantly for the national currency. And so, this is where the distributed ledger technology or blockchain technology would come in very, very handy. Companies like Spend the Bits could integrate with this plan very, very well, considering it is transferring Bitcoin over the XRP ledger. So, essentially you can transfer Bitcoin in a fraction of the time that it takes to send Bitcoin over the native network. If you guys didn't catch the video this morning, I talked a little bit about Binance and how they halted Bitcoin transactions, what it means for Binance. And, of course, we were talking about it in conjunction with the crypto market. If you guys didn't catch this morning's video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. But guys, this is interesting because Liechtenstein, a very, very different kind of country than El Salvador. I mean, I could see it coming from El Salvador, from Liechtenstein, accepting Bitcoin, things that make you go, definitely. And if you guys have been in the XRP community for a while, you would probably know why. Liechtenstein has deep ties to central banks. It's located right there near Austria and Switzerland. So a very interesting update coming out of Liechtenstein. This approach is analogous to that adopted by Swiss communities like Lugano and Zug. In those communities, the residents can use Bitcoin to pay for government services. Liechtenstein is also considered the sixth among the smallest countries across the globe. It is located in Europe's middle between Austria and Switzerland. So just giving you guys a little bit of geography there. If you were not familiar with that, Liechtenstein has also been very blockchain forward since 2019. They were categorized among the earliest countries to adopt particular legislation dealing with blockchain and crypto. This was their Token and Trusted Technology Service Providers Act, and it was implemented at the start of 2020. Very convenient considering that is when, the beer flu hit most countries and shut down economies at the end of Q1 of 2020. Anyway, some interesting news here from Michael Branch. Wanted to thank him for posting that. Mr. Man here on Twitter too, also bringing this to our attention, considering many countries are, adopting DLT technology. Here's an updated list of some CBDC projects and the countries that they're occurring in, whether they're wholesale or retail, their structure, their status, what bank is going to be issuing them, the type of technology. A lot of them are already looking into distributed ledger technology and the program partner. And so, if you look at some of these, for example, in Canada, they're looking to use R3's Corda. We know that can settle in XRP. We know Canada, the Bank of Canada, also does have a partnership with Ripple. Project Jasper, we have talked about this in the past, but guys, this is a list of a whole bunch of different cryptocurrency projects and a whole bunch of different countries around the world that are adopting these particular projects for central bank digital currencies specifically. And so, they're looking at wholesale, at retail in Europe. Also on R3's Corda, the digital euro, which is the retail version of that in Europe on R3's Corda. And so a whole bunch of different countries here, like the Marshall Islands. Another one of the ones that stands out here, looking like they are going to be using the Algorand blockchain for that. And then there's a second page over here. He does have it listed here, so I will link this tweet in the description of the video if you guys are interested. But just going to go over some of these. And some of these we've already talked about, like Sweden's e-krona. In Switzerland, they're doing the e-franc. That's both for retail, also on R3's Corda system. In the Ukraine, the e-hryvnia, going to be issued on the Stellar blockchain, and it's going to be run through the National Bank of Ukraine using DLT technology. So, just a couple more here. Again, I will link this in the description if this kind of thing interests you. CBDC, central bank digital currencies, and overall blockchain development on DLT platforms is becoming necessary in this new financial system. Matthew Lany brings this point up. Okay, this is a brand new document here from Capgemini. I don't know if you guys caught this. So Capgemini, building central bank digital currencies, growth opportunities ahead for central banks and commercial banks. And if you guys look down here, this was issued just last month. So we're only in the first week of May. So this was issued relatively recently. Here's their latest proposal, okay, guys? Despite the crypto winter, central bank digital currencies development and experimentation continues to gain momentum. In this paper, we look at the design, the implementation of central bank digital currencies around the globe, and consider real-world implications for retail, commercial, and central banks in terms of strategy, business models, organizational structure, and technology. While some crypto and decentralized finance organizations offer novel, some would say revolutionary approaches to the digital currency space, we view CBDCs as but one of the many elements fueling evolutionary digital ecosystem transformation. So central bank digital currencies, a lot of these companies, they're just getting on board because they realize that, this is where central banks want to go. This is where the system is moving. This is all part of the Great Reset. If they're privy, to that part of, the plan, I guess. It continues by saying, therefore, we explore CBDCs and possible related financial market developments through the lens of existing banking organizations and financial infrastructure providers. A number of professionals working today on central bank digital currency projects and potential financial market infrastructure changes have contributed to this report. The true scope of change ahead is hard to predict, and our aim is to present a balanced, business-focused view on possible developments. We offer a hypothesis on the trajectory of CBDC developments and implications for commercial banking rather than one hard and fast pronouncement on what the future of CBDC and financial markets will be. So, taking a bit more of an analytical approach. Please read on. We hope you find this information useful, as they say in this report here. So just more insight on, some of these countries and what they're going to be using. So some more information here. And we know we've heard of some of these projects before, like Project Ubin, Project Jasper. We know Singapore, for example, did do a test with Canada for cross-border payments using RippleNet. Project Jasper also written up here as one of the key projects for Canada in this report. The one thing that I found particularly interesting, though, is that this is from Capgemini. This company here is no stranger to Ripple and XRP, have outlined them as a definite contributor to this financial market. I even did a video on this almost a year ago, guys, how Swift could actually be integrating with a Ripple-enabled solution, namely Capgemini. Again, from about a year ago now. Listen to this. Swift is essentially conceding to Ripple and XRP technology. So this article again from October 2021. Capgemini says nearly half the world will be using cryptocurrencies to send money in the next 2 years. A revolution led by remittances. And so we know remittance popularity has grown, especially since the pandemic. But the projections are to get even greater than that. Capgemini's World of Payments 2021 report estimates that 45% of customers will be using cryptocurrency payments, especially with more people looking to send money overseas by 2023. Companies like Ripple and its XRP protocol are already being touted as the next phase of transformation in the global remittance service market. Here's a quote: "Platforms like Ripple have the potential to reduce settlement times from days to seconds and provide savings," noted global finances service behemoth Credit Suisse. Evidence of this is already seen during the pandemic. According to Asian Development Bank, the use of services like Ripple Mobile Money and Bcash, which is Ripple enabled, help deliver faster settlement, greater operational efficiencies, and more competitive foreign exchange rates during the beer flu pandemic. So Capgemini here even going on the record and saying, XRP, Ripple's XRP protocol is the solution. Now, to give you guys a sense of who this company is, Capgemini SE is a French multinational information technology services company and consulting company, and it is headquartered in Paris, France. And just to give you guys a sense of their revenue, 18.16 billion euros in the year 2021. They've been around since 1967, and they employ over 340,000 employees. So this is no small company by any stretch of the imagination. Tag XRP also bringing this up. Blockchain, fundamental shift for financial services institution. A document put out by Capgemini. I don't know how recent it was, but it was put out by Capgemini. Mentioning here, Ripple created and maintained by Ripple Labs. Ripple is an open source payment protocol for free and instant exchange of any form of money and value. This real-time gross settlement system, RTGS, currency exchange and remittance network is built on a distributed open source internet protocol, consensus ledger, and native currency called XRP. So they outline Ripple and XRP even in their internal document here, or I don't know if this is for investors or whatever. This new type of platform, the distributed but permissionless ledger, has the potential to help banks send cross-border payments and also to settle and clear derivatives more efficiently, among other uses. Several companies, including Ripple, Iris Industries, Hyperledger, and Clearmatics, currently offer permissionless distributed ledger systems, so also highlighting Ripple just down there. Mentioning it a few times in this document, and I believe this document is a little older. Yeah, Tag XRP here posting a link to that document, so I will link this in the description for you guys if you're interested. And he states down here this was published in 2015. So these guys have known about Ripple for a while. They have highlighted the benefits of RippleNet technology for cross-border payment solutions. And now, guys, fast forward to 2022, and Swift, Ripple's main competitor, partnering up with Capgemini in order to find a solution for the same problem that Capgemini has been offering up a solution for since 2015. So boom goes the dynamite a year ago. We were already talking about this. Fast forward to this year, and we've got this latest paper with regards to central bank digital currencies published just last month, April 2023, from the same company that has already been touting Ripple-enabled solutions. And you guys remember Tag XRP? I hope he is doing well, whatever he is doing. Gonna keep moving along. Anders here on Twitter also posting this, okay, with regards to this, a BIS paper from 2022, The Future Monetary System. A main conclusion was that crypto had a fundamental flaw. Now, this is important, guys, because they're looking at the entire crypto sphere. The flaw is that validators are compensated by monetary rewards, such as in proof of work and proof of stake. However, there are two coins that are different, namely XRP and XLM. Now, he was responding to, I believe somebody here was criticizing XRP down here, and he was saying, no, this is how it works. The structural limitations to crypto, permissionless, congestion, and high fees, basically saying the limitations are not technological, but rather stem from the new systems incentive structure, which is not the XRPL. So they're outlining, flaws with certain crypto companies. And he's saying this is not the XRPL. Instead, they must be incentivized through monetary rewards, again, not the XRP ledger, that are high enough to sustain the system of decentralized consensus. Honest validation must yield higher returns than the potential gains from cheating. Should rewards fall too low, individual validators would have an incentive to cheat and steal funds. The consensus mechanism would fail, jeopardizing overall security. So just kind of highlighting here, why XRP and XLM by extension are very different than many other structures. And again, this was from last year. He also responded to Justin Bond's tweet here. And it's interesting because he points out some of the same facts here. Like over here, anonymous validators, not XRPL thanks to UNL. Again, pointing out some of the same concepts here when people are coming out purporting FUD. He also goes down to say it also explains this to me. One of my favorite speeches is by David Schwartz. The best incentive is no incentive. And look who is sitting here, guys, with the monetary heavyweights of the world, the IMF, representatives from the BIS. I still believe that's Anderson Carstens sitting right here. Of course, that's Christine Lagarde. And Justin Bonds is saying exactly, XRP contradicts some of the most basic primitives that would normally associate with a decentralized network. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it's certainly a proof of authority-based duck. And Anders is saying, no, the short version, the BIS releases a paper last June, which is just a large critique against crypto. They say that the fundamental flaw of crypto is that validators are compensated with monetary rewards. So this is exactly the point. They're saying crypto as a whole cannot be utilized, and they don't name. The problem with this argument is that they don't actually name Ripple and XRP, nor do they name Stellar or XLM. But we know, because we do the research, we know that that is what they're talking about, right? XRP, the XRPL, is not compensated with monetary rewards. Validators in the XRPL are not compensated, as he's saying here, with monetary rewards, one of the few coins. Ed Greg Crypto here gets it. Bullseye, baby. So then it gets me questioning, what is the next plan for the Bank for International Settlements? Well, they came out with this, guys, just a couple of days ago now, May 5th. They posted this, from their official Twitter page. Project Leap is a joint effort with the BIS Innovation Hub with Banque de France, which also has a Ripple connection. In this particular bank here, the Deutsche Bundesbank, that explores the concept of cryptographic agility to bolster future financial security. So you guys can read about it. I will link this in the description of the video, basically highlighting Project Leap. Financial security. And as Anders did point out here in this document here, the whole point of this is to not jeopardize security, right? We can't have the monetary rewards. There can't be that incentive. Otherwise, people will get greedy. Human nature will kick in, right? So this is just the latest thing that they posted here. I'll just click on the link. And so just so you guys can see it here, Project Leap, quantum proofing the financial system. Project Leap launched by the BIS, together with those two particular banks and the project partners within the Eurosystem, seek to build quantum-resistant IT environments for the financial system. Which brings me to the next tweet, of course, from Cooper Otis Dog Dad here on Twitter. Those with eyes will see. Do you guys remember what Ross Vandermeer posted all the way back in 2020? Okay, and a lot of us were already talking about this, with the Great Reset Plan, that famous speech by Klaus Schwab. We can't let a perfectly good crisis go to waste. This is when a lot of us were getting into this concept of the Great Reset. And here's what he posted then. Banks will adopt their favorite digital asset, XRP, this year, not in 2021, not in 22, not in 23, but in 2020. XRP will soar high on the wings like eagles. A giant leap. Now pay attention to this, okay? Again, from January 28th, 2020. A sudden change, they are ready. Now we get that tweet from the Bank for International Settlements from just a few days ago, May 5th, 2023, talking about Project Leap. A giant leap, Project Leap, a coincidence? I don't know. Probably nothing though, right? Here they're talking about quantum computing threats, and Leap is a joint initiative by these two particular banks. One of them, the Banque de France, which we know does have a Ripple connection already. And then this, guys, another tweet here. They are about to disclose the quantum technology, and it supports the new financial system, deeply related to XRP. Mr. Poole also tweeted this back in 2020, June 16th, 2020. Look at this image here, guys. And then take a look at this image here from the Bank for International Settlements, again, from just a few days ago. I've got the image up here from May 3rd, 2023, the Bank for International Settlements and the macroprudential regulation. This can play a key role in strengthening emerging market economies, resilience against global finance shocks, and bolstering their monetary independence. Now, global financial shocks. We know there is a chance of a deepening liquidity crisis. As I said at the top of the video, Janet Yellen is saying, we could see financial chaos. And this will definitely not be good for markets. So the BIS looking at the macroprudential regulations. Very curious too that they're using this picture here, similar to what we saw back in 2020 when Mr. Poole posted this pic in this tweet. So a new leap towards quantum computing, perhaps leveraging XRP to seek building quantum-resistant IT environments for the financial system. Guys, we know this system has to be robust. We know there has to be an overall security measure put in place that does not reward bad actors. So the XRPL, the Stellar blockchain, perhaps the two that they're going to use in this new quantum financial service to help safeguard the financial system. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.